Meet Nikola, a 26-year-old medical professional who turned a struggling Instagram page into a quarter-million follower empire that actually generates real income. Despite growing his page to 100,000 followers in a medical niche on his own, Nikola hit a wall when it comes to monetization. In his specialized field, traditional revenue generating streams on Instagram don't really work. And it wasn't working for him. Then he started working with me. In just months, Nikola doubled his following to almost 250,000 followers on Instagram and transformed his page into a legitimate business. He's now securing deals with major medical brands and has built a profitable email newsletter in one of the most challenging niches. In this interview, Nikola reveals how my system broke his monetization barrier and shares exactly how I went above and beyond to help him scale his business. Let's dive in. All right, how's it going? I appreciate you coming on today, Nikola. How are you doing today?
I am great. How are you, brother?
I'm absolutely amazing. So, first of all, to kick everything off, can you just introduce yourself a little bit to the audience?
Yes, of course. Hello again. And first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to this interview. My name is Nikola. I am 26 years old. I am a doctor of dental medicine. And that's about all what I would like to share from my personal life. And I have a partner, of course, and I can say that we have a decent Instagram page with around 240, 30,000 followers approximately in medical field.
Okay, nice. So it's cool that you work in the medical field and you created a page in the medical field. That's super nice. So let me ask you this. You're 26 years old. You have a well-respected, job title, working in the medical field. What made you like decide to start looking into online business in general, not even Instagram like automation? What made you look into online business?
Yeah, I know it's maybe like a bit strange from this point of view, but when my partner and I started our Instagram journey, I was unemployed. And to be completely honest, in that time when we started, I didn't even know that we can make money on Instagram. So it's just we started out of boredom. That's the only truth in my
Okay.
case.
Okay. That's super interesting. So, was that like the first ever business you really started, online business or the first side hustle that you tried online?
Yes, yes, definitely, yes.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. So, I just want to understand like what made you start that Instagram automation journey in the first place and
As I mentioned before, like from the pure boredom,
boredom?
yes, we wanted to share some interesting content, let's say in that way. And after or later, I discovered that it's actually possible to monetize that. And that's actually how I found you. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that I come across your content on YouTube while I was searching videos on how to monetize Instagram pages and I had watched a dozens of videos on this topic, but your content stood out because it was more transparent and also included something new, newsletters.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
and again, that's also the main reason why I decided to work with you because of honesty and because of let's say that personalized approach in our first video call, where we explored whether we are a good fit for this kind of collaboration or not. That was something new for me at that time because in my experience, like 99% of time out there, they are just trying to send me something. Like, give me your money, I will send you my program, and that's it. And I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. So you like the personal kind of side of what I provide, right? And how everything works, where you essentially have access to me and you can just like literally shoot me a message and be like, yo, can I ask something about this? Or you don't ask me, can I ask? You just ask me what's going on,
Yeah.
and that's it. And you get an answer. So okay, so I've known you like for a little bit. I essentially wanted to bring you on the interview here after a few weeks ago. You just messaged me like, "Hey, this was has been like the best investment of my life. Like, I really appreciate everything you share with me. And I was like, oh, like I'm really happy you say that. Like, let's jump on an interview. Let's uncover that. So I know that like you're pretty happy with everything right now, but let's go back to kind of where you were before, starting to work with me, before joining like Instant Income Mastery and all of that.
Yeah. So when I joined the program, we had already, let's say, a pretty big page. We had almost 130,000 followers, and we had that page for almost a year. But in that period of time, we earned exactly $0. So, and I remember in our first call when you said that we will start making money in just a few weeks. And again, I was a bit skeptical. I have to admit you know. But anyways, we launched our newsletter, and in the first month, we made first $100, and that feeling was amazing. Like it's incredible. You
Yeah.
know, like, that's really crazy.
And I know like you made a lot of mistakes as well with like launching the newsletter and the lead magnet. So I'm sure like you could have made more money. It was just like harder to adapt to your specific niche, and all of that. But the fact is, you came in not making any money and you had proof of concept which you can build on. And that first money is usually like the first $100 you make is like it really clicks for you. That's when it clicked for me. When I made like the first few sales of like my $17 ebook on passive income, I was like, man, this is gonna make me a millionaire. You know, after making $17, that's like kind of the thought process, but it's true because you have proof of concept. Like you prove to yourself that all the skepticism is thrown out the window. Like all the little thoughts in your mind that you were like, oh, maybe this doesn't work, maybe this doesn't exist, maybe this is a whole different like this whole thing is just a huge scam. And then you're like, oh no, it's actually working. Okay, now I need to like
Yeah.
do it more correctly. I need to scale this. I need to like adapt this and I'll make more and more and more money, right? So that was that like kind of what you went through when you started?
Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, I can see many changes, after I started working with you, and maybe I could even divide them into two groups, like mindset shift, and that financial growth and results. I mean, my way of thinking has changed, you know, and now I can recognize some business opportunities that I couldn't notice before, and it's incredible for me. For example, in the past, if I saw like a big Instagram page, I would think like, "Whoa, that's a big page, cool," and that's it. But now I can really quickly come up with multiple ways how to monetize that, even if I'm not into that niche now, and it's incredible transformation for me. And also my perspective of my own page has changed because before I saw it as like a source of maybe a few bucks and I'll use that for fun and that's it. But now I'm trying to reinvest and scaling it into a real business, So that's a big change for me. And also I remember one of our recent video call, and I'm not sure if viewers are familiar, but in the program we have like three video calls per week with community,
Yeah,
right?
coaching calls. Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that how in the past you associate success with MacBook, you know, and I related to that so much. And guess what? Like next week, I'm going to buy my first iPad ever because I have some ideas how to create even more engaging and more unique content for my audience. So
Love
that's a
it.
big change for me.
Okay. So your mindset basically completely shifted, obviously because you have way more knowledge in the space, but also like you see the opportunity, the size of opportunity. This is like you basically realize this is not $100 opportunity. This is like $1 million opportunity if you pull it off correctly, right? And then another part is just like all the knowledge, all the monetization and everything you learned through me. Also, I wanted to ask you like you basically since you started working with me, you basically doubled your following in a field where most people would think like what the hell? Like how would you grow a following in a medical field? Like who follows that? And that's the beauty by the way about the faceless pages. We don't need to talk about the exact name or the exact sub niche you're in or whatever, we can still talk about the page and the fact that you doubled your following since starting to work with me. So what was like the main strategy and just impactful strategy that you learned and implemented that helped you to, grow like quarter of a million of a followers in like a very niche market?
So if you ask me for success strategies, of course, I mean, you need consistency and discipline, but let me clarify this. If you keep delaying creating a content and posting it, like I will post it next week, next Monday, or next month, that's also a form of discipline, but in the wrong direction. That's the discipline of being lazy. And also, consistency alone isn't enough. I can post like 1,000 pictures, reels, whatever you want, but if I have a bad content, it doesn't matter. So the key is consistency and discipline, but in improving yourself and your content, because the only way to create a great content is to actually start create a bad content and refine it over time. And one major improvement I made personally in your program was learning how to create a great content, because when you have a great content you will get followers, and when you get followers you will get opportunities. And again, we got like several viral posts, and one of them has 57 million views, which is incredible.
Crazy.
It's insane. And all of that because we applied what we learned in the program, like how to find the content, where to find the content, how to create the content, how to recreate the content, how to avoid copyright issues, and so on. Because you cannot just download some picture, like apply your logo and that's it. That's not the proper way how to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what more or less you kind of used to do when we started working together. Just like download someone's video, slap your logo on it, ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I did that. I did that. I can admit to that. Yes.
yeah. Well, now you see how, like, I'm super amazed about the fact that your ego was so low, where you were like willing to learn at the stage. Because when you came to me, you had like whatever, over 100,000 followers, right? And you were doing many things like wrong. Like, what made you realize, like, hey, I still need to learn more about this? Because most people would be like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I already have 100K followers. Like, I'll figure it out on my own. Like, I don't need anyone's help. What was it for you that you were like, that clicked for you, where you're like, I'm not that good enough yet?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but I know that it's possible. But I was not sure how to do that. And because I watched dozens of videos on this topic on YouTube, but every single time, like some pieces missed, in that video. So I was trying to find a way.
No, that totally makes sense. So, you went ahead and you started working with me. You already had like over 100K followers. Now you have close to a quarter million followers. How the system that I shared with you helped you like simplify the whole process and like systematize basically your whole like daily tasks?
The framework from program from like templates, it's helped me a lot by allowing me to do more in less time, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Especially for me especially like templates for Canva, in creating a great design and so on. So now I spend like anything between 15 minutes and 1 hour per day, just that for my page. And before I spent a couple of hours per day, believe me
Yeah.
or not,
Yeah.
you know.
Wow. And back in the day, your content was like way worse than it is right now. So
Yes,
your content
yeah,
is like 5 times better now, and it takes like 3 times less time to create it, which is pretty amazing. So
yes.
can you walk me through like on a daily basis, what do you do on your page right now that, you already have like a page that's basically monetized and bringing you money, and you already have like quarter of a million followers? What does your life look like on a daily basis? Because I still know, you're basically working as a doctor. You have a full-time job, and usually doctors work, more than full-time and spend a lot of time at their work. So, like, how do you manage and everything, and how does this business fit into your daily life?
Yeah. Right now, I like 90% of work, let's say in that way, I manage it on Saturday and Sunday, and I use like week just to schedule the posts.
Hmm.
Schedule the post. That's the way that helped me how to organize everything, you know.
Okay, that's really cool. And you told me like I actually never met your partner, but you told me you do have a partner. Where does your partner play into the whole business, and what's the responsibility split kind of thing?
We have same responsibilities, maybe my partner like find a content and I create that or otherwise. So it's like a 50-50 effort, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you would split up the tasks where, your partner would maybe like find the ideation of the content and like what to do, and you would actually go ahead like re-edit it and then post it, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
That's cool. That's a dream team.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Okay. You already have a relatively, successful Instagram page in a very interesting field. You're monetizing it. Like, what would you say to someone who is just thinking about like starting their own like Instagram automation business?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just go for it because in the best case scenario, you will have your own business, like you will have your second stream of income. And in the worst case scenario, you will try something new and you will gain like some experience in something new. So it's a win-win situation for me.
Awesome, awesome. And what would you say for people who are probably watching my YouTube channel and been watching it for a while and been thinking like of reaching out and working with me closer, but never did so because I know you were in a similar situation?
Yes, I would recommend 100% because I told you that this is one of the best investment in my life in like in my personal development, but also in business development. And I would like to share one story because when we got our first brand deal, you and your team helped us navigate process, how to create invoices, where to create. You even checked our contract, and that wasn't even the part of program, but that shows what kind of community we have here. And I hope you don't mind if I say our community because
Yeah.
I'm really proud to be part of this community, and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, I go above and beyond, I'm 100% in when I see someone's 100% in like you. And I remember like you closed that deal and it was a pretty hefty deal, like pretty good, especially like for someone who's just a beginner. Like even if I would get like a deal like that, oh, my day would be nice, you know. Uh, I
Yeah,
would feel good, even on my level. So you did very well, and I was like, I'll go above and beyond just to make sure you close that deal and the contract's good, and you can kind of enjoy the fruits of your hard labor.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess like do you have something else to share about the community or, working with me, whatever you'd like to say just for the people who are still kind of like on the line?
To be honest, not exactly, but I recommend it 100%.
Awesome.
That's the truth.
Awesome. Sounds good. So last thing, like where is your page heading? What's the vision right now? You already grew it pretty big. Well, where are you heading? What do you want to achieve with it right now?
I want to negotiate with some really big brands in medical field, you know, to so maybe we can get sponsorship for them, even for international congresses, events in medical field, and so on. So, I mean, I have a big plans, but like step by step. So we will see.
Okay, awesome. So you already work with big brands, but you want to go bigger and bigger.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Since you work in a medical field and your page is in the medical field, would you just quit your job or what would you do if you just keep on growing this into like a huge business?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I really love my job, like my main job, but maybe, who knows? I am
Okay.
open to that, definitely.
Because I remember when we were talking, you were just looking for some extra income on the side, but now I guess you're thinking bigger and you're like, maybe one day I'll just quit my job and go all in on this.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Well, Anything else you'd like to share with the audience? Anything else about your journey, about your page?
Not exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you. And yeah, this is going on YouTube pretty much in a few days. Thanks for coming on again.
Thank you.